Good morning. So this is the first topic na itatackle natin about machine shop. So before going inside a machine shop, kailangan unahin natin yung mga safety precautions na dapat nating isipin. Okay? So sa machine shop kasi marami tayong may encounter na hazards. Okay? Pag handiwork, maraming mga hazards na meron diyan. Pwede kang maputulan ng daliri kapag hindi ka nag-ingat. Pwede kang mabukulan, pwede ka ring puwede ka ring mamatay kapag, medyo nagkaproblema ang isang makina, okey? Now, sabi nga ni Robin, anong dapat nating gawin, 'di ba? Protection muna bago umaksyon, 'di ba? 'Yan ang sinasabi ni Robin do'n sa kaniyang, komersiyal. Dito sa atin as professionals, 'di ba, hindi lang sapat sa atin na alam natin yung theories, alam natin magkuwenta, alam natin mag-design. Kailangan marunong din tayong gumamit ng mga machines for handiwork and fabrication. And before anything else, bago ka magtrabaho, you should always ano, take precautions because safety is everyone's business and responsibility. Lagi kong sinasabi, bago pumasok ng machine shop, isipin ang iyong sarili. Dapat safe kang pumasok, safe ka rin nalalabas ng machine shop. There's no best way to ensure your safety but to think of the precautions, the proper precautions na dapat mong gawin. And then, the proper attire na dapat mong isuot pagdating ng machine shop. Okay? Safety is everyone's business and responsibility. Isipin ng iyong sarili, and then, pag nagawa mo yon, you can ensure your safety and everybody's safety. For safe operators are smooth operators. Never take a break from safety. Okay? Laging dapat, bawat galaw mo, ino-consider mo yung iyong safety. And then, teamwork is the key to safety. So before pumasok ng machine shop, okay, hindi ka papasukin ng machine shop kung hindi ka naka-proper attire. Okay, mamaya sabihin ko yung ano ba yung mga proper attire na meron ka. And then, institutional, meron tayo sa machine shop natin sa eskwelahan, 'di ba, sa TIP. Meron tayong mga nakalagay na placards diyan. Before going inside the machine shop, you should follow those precautions and then those checklists para okay ka na makapasok ng machine shop. Okay? Now, we'll focus on the safety on the job. A safe worker should be, unang-una, dapat malinis ka. Tidy and dress up correctly. Tidy and dress up correctly. Ano ba yung mga dapat nating dress code pag machine shop? We should always have our proper PPE. Ano po ba yung PPE? PPE. That is personal protective equipment. Sa labor codes, okay, it is set in the labor codes that in every work site, okay, dapat meron tayong suot parate na proper PPE. Okay? It is a right and then it is your duty as a personnel na magsuot ng PPE. Develop the responsibility for personal safety and safety of fellow workers. Okay? Pag ito daw, na-develop mo yung responsibility mo para sa iyong sarili, then you can also ensure the safety of your co-workers. Okay? Hindi lang pansarili ang safety. Okay? Kapag safe ka, and then safe and sound na rin ang lahat ng nasa paligid mo. Next one, think and work safely at all times. Isa isip, isa puso, or isa diwa mo yung safety sa lahat ng oras. Okay? Pag pumasok ka ng machine shop at lumabas ka ng machine shop, bawal daw ang, ano, bawal daw ang tanga. Okay? Iwan daw sa bahay ang K. Ano yung K? Katangahan. Kasi, pag naipasok mo daw yan sa iyong trabaho, maari kang, kung hindi man ikaw, maari kang makadamay ng ibang tao. Okay? Maigi nang iwan sa bahay yon. And then, it is divided into two broad categories, yung safety in the machine shop. Now, there are practices that will prevent injury to workers, and then there are practices that will prevent to machines and equipment. Dalawa daw yan, di ba? Unang-una, yung pang personnel. Okay? This is for the workforce. The safety that involves the workforce inside the machine shop. And then the safety practices that will prevent damage to your machines or the preventive maintenance ng iyong equipment. Yung may ensure mo that your machines will work sound without any problems. Kasi pag nagkaroon ng problema yung iyong makina, madadamay yung iyong workforce. And then, kung ang workforce mo walang alam sa safety precautions and then walang alam sa mga ginagawa nilang machines, okay, ang mangyayari, magkakaroon ng major damages ang iyong makina. Kaya itong dalawa, they work together in harmony dapat. Next one, the areas to be considered for above. Okay. Personal grooming. Bawal ang yung mahaba ang buhok. Bawal ang magsuot ng improper dresses, gowns, etc. Mga long sleeve, ties, neckties. Proper housekeeping. Okay. Dito na involve yung tamang paggamit ng mga tools, tamang pagliligpit ng mga tools, tamang paglilinis ng iyong mga makina, at tamang material handling. Safe work practices. Yung tulad ng pagdating ng machine shop, bawal po yung nagbibiruan. Yes, no horseplaying. Bawal din ang nagsusundutan sa puwet. 'Di ba? Bawal ang naghaharutan. Kasi kaya ka nga pumunta ng machine shop to finish a certain job. Okay? Without any delay. Hindi ka pwedeng maglaro-laro. Ngayon, kung magtatrabaho ka inside a machine shop na ganun ang gagawin mo, you better not go inside the premises. Kasi, hindi man ikaw, ulitin ko, hindi man ikaw masasaktan, maari kang makapanakit ng ibang tao. Sabi nga, 'di ba sa TikTok, mas maigi na daw na ikaw ang nasasaktan kaysa ikaw manakit, 'di ba? Pero pagdating ng machine shop, dapat walang masasaktan, any one of you. And then, fire prevention. Because we are dealing with machines that use electrical current, electrical power to make it move. And then, we do jobs that require lubrication with the use of oil, with the use of kerosene, or flammable materials. Meron din tayo diyang mga nakatabi na rags, paper, ano pa, yung mga combustible materials. Kailangan isipin natin to, yung fire prevention. Then, for personal grooming, before entering a machine shop, ano po ba ang nag-i-ensure ng safety ng ating machine shop? In every work area, we are maintained and then we are monitored by a safety officer. Kailangan na ngayon yan. Under DOLE order. Okay, ano ba yung DOLE? Department of, ano pa po ba itong DOLE? Sa Philippines, it is Department of Labor and Employment. It is said that we are required to have a pollution control officer, PCO, a pollution control officer, and then one safety officer, SO. That is certified by what? OSHA. OSHA. Occupational Safety and Health Association ata yung A doon. OSHA. OSHA certified or BOSH certified. Kailangan meron tayong mga ganun to ensure and monitor that our workplace will not have any disruption of our man hours due to accidents. Ngayon, anong pinakamahalaga, sir, na dapat nating isuot pag pupunta ng machine shop? Since the machine shop have a lot of uh, moving machines, and then a lot of workpiece that came flying into air, always wear approved eye protection. Okay? Walang nabibili pong mata. Sa lahat ng senses natin, one of the most important sense is the sense of sight. Kapag nawala na yan, paano mo ma-appreciate na maganda si Miss ganito, si Miss Ubaldo, di ba? Paano masabing maganda si Miss Manalo? Paano masabing pogi si Mr. Tawag dito, si Mr. Fernando si, di ba? Kung nabulag ka na dahil sa lumilipad na chips ng ginagawa mong bakal. Okay? Plain and safety glasses with side shields. Kasi, yung peripheral vision mo, it goes up to more than 180 degrees ng line of vision. Ngayon, pwedeng yung grinder pumutok. Kapag pumutok yun, maaring tamaan ka sa mata. Okay, dapat yun, approved. Okay, approved yung eye protection mo at hindi siya gawang China. Plastic safety goggles. Ngayon, yung plastic safety goggles, kapag nagtatrabaho ka po in a late machine. Kasi yung mga chips na yun pwedeng lumipad, flying to your faces. Okay? And then face shields. Number 1, okay? Kailangan na to. Okay, required na tayo. Kasi, unang-una, protection yan, sir, sa mga flying debris na galing sa iyong makina. Number 2, protection na rin yan sa COVID. Ano pang wala dito? Face mask. Okay, wala tayong face mask. And then, during welding operations, hindi pwede itong mga to kapag welding operations. Your welding mask should be full face covered, and then the lenses should be stained glasses where only an amount of very bright light can pass through. Kasi ano mangyayari? You can get blinded by the sparks of your welding slugs. Okay? Another one, personal grooming when working in a machine shop. Never wear loose clothing. Yung mga lawlaw, bawal po ang damit jejemon, damit hip-hop, bawal po ang mga gowns, bawal po spaghetti straps, bawal din po ang long sleeves. Kasi pwedeng kainin niya ng makina. Wear short sleeves, close button of long sleeves, or roll them up. Just ensure that they will not roll down. Kasi pag nag-roll down yan, maaring kainin ng makina. Bawal din po ang naka-jacket pagdating ng late machine, milling machine. Any machine that uses turning operation, you should not have your sleeves rolled down or bawal ka magsuot ng mga long sleeves. It might cause you or it might cause the machine to eat you up. Pwede kang kainin ng machine. Oh, there is some time nung ako nagtatrabaho, naghaharutan sila. Yung isa, okay, naghaharutan sila in a job. Yung isa naka long sleeve. Anong nangyari? Okay, natulak niya dun sa makina. Ngayon yung makina, kinain yung kamay nun. Na-stop naman yung makina, pero it is too late. Kasi ang makina, dahil sa sobrang laki niya at sa bigat, it contains momentum. Yung momentum na yun, it keeps the machine running when even it is turned off. Okay? Ibig sabihin, umaandar pa rin yan before it decelerates completely. So, anong nangyari? Kalahati nung tao yung kinain ng makina. So, yung buong kamay niya, hanggang dito, kinain ng makina. Ano na natira? Wala na. Kinain ng makina yun eh. So, bawal talagang magharutan at magsuot ng kahit ano. At ito pa, do not wear your jewelry like your rings, necklaces, earrings, or yung wristwatches. Bawal yan. Bakit po? It will tend to, kapag nalaglagyan sa makina, pwede yung bumaon dun sa mga gears, pwede yung lumipad sa mukha mo. Okay? Pag tumama yan dun sa turning machines, pwede rin niyang kainin, lalo na yung necklaces, di ba? Kapag nag-ano ka, nagte-turn ka, sisilip ka sa makina mo, pag sumabit yan sa mga levers, mangyari is, iti-turn on yung mga levers, and then, pwede kang kainin din ng makina. Remove or tuck in all neckties. Or, better way, tanggalin mo yung necktie na yun. Always tie shop apron in the back. Okay? Bawal yung loose. Kaya binibigyan tayo sa shop natin ng apron. Sir, yung apron po ba na pangluto? Hindi. Our aprons should be leather aprons. Dapat yun yung standard, 'pag nagtatrabaho ka. Kasi yung mga, cotton and then linen o mga, denim made na work aprons, ang nangyayari nasusunog 'yan 'pag tinamaan ng mga chips. Yung mga chips kasi 'pag nagle-late machine ka, nagmi-milling ka, they are sharp and then yung chips na yon due to friction maiinit, okey? The bluer the chip, the hotter it is. Depende sa kulay ng chip. Mas madilim daw yung kulay ng chip, mas mainit yun. Nakakatunaw po yun ng denim, ng cotton, yung sa mga t-shirts natin. So, kailangan yung apron mo is leather made. Okay? Yan. Sa wearing. And then, ayan. Sinabi ko na, remove wristwatches, earrings, nose rings. Sino ba naman nagtatrabaho na mayroong ihikaw sa ilong, di ba? Sino ka? Si Rodman? Dennis Rodman? Okay? Bracelet? Okay? Bawal po ang mayabang sa machine shop. Okay? Bakit? Sino ba naman si Raulo magtatrabaho na nakagintong wristwatch, may earring, may nose ring, bracelet, 'di ba? Ano ka, seaman? 'Di ba seaman lang yung umuwi? Umuwi yan 'pag uwi ng seaman, ang daming ano yan, ang daming dilaw, naninilaw yan sa ginto, 'di ba? Lalo na yung mga panahon ng, panahon nun, mga galing Saudi ang daming ginto, 'di ba? Bawal bawal po sa trabaho 'yon. And then, on rotating machines like lathe machines and then, milling machines or even in, grinding wheels, never wear gloves, never wear mittens, never wear anything like rubber gloves or even yung, welding gloves kasi kakainin yan ng makina. Due to friction and then due to the chips na meron dun sa makina, maaring sumabit yan at 'pag sumabit yan, naku mahirap ng tanggalin yan. Meron diyan sa ating machine shop sa ating school, merong magaling na course, okey? Sabihin ko na yung course, that is marine transport. May magaling dun na nagmakina. Nagsuot siya ng gloves, smitten gloves, okey? Yung threaded gloves. Anong nangyari, kinain ng yung kamay niya, ngayon putol yung daliri niya, okey? Sa mga daliri mo, okey, ito ang magdadala sa'yo ng ligaya at saya, 'di ba, sa lahat ng oras. Kasi kumpleto sila, eh. Mahahawakan mo ang kamay ng iyong mga iniirog, 'di ba? Mahawakan mo yung mga kamay nila ng buong-buo. Pero 'pag yan naputol, bawas na po ang ligaya, okey? Then checklist natin, never wear gloves, any gloves, okey? Kung magwe-wear ka man ng gloves, you should stop the machine and then, you set it to neutral para kung sakali hindi iikot yon. Ginagamit lang naman yung gloves kapag magli-lift ka ng ano, ng workpiece from your machine, okey? And then, magsasalang ka sa iyong makina or kapag nagwe-welding. 'Yan, dun ka lang magsusot ng gloves inside a machine shop. Oh, long hair, bawal po ang rock and roll pagdating ng machine shop. Kasi maaring kainin niya ng makina yung buhok mo, bumabara yan dun sa shafting ng makina or sa gears. Mahirap tanggalin yan, tanggal ang anit mo, okey? Sa mga babae naman, kung sakali naman po tayo mahahaba ang buhok, make sure that uh, your hair should have hairnets or it is ponytailed, okey? Bawal din po ang, pagsusuot nung mga nakalawit-lawit na something-something sa buhok mo, 'yan. Puwede kang maglagay ng head cap or hairnet kapag mahaba talaga ang buhok mo. And then, pagdating sa ano, sa boots, sa iyong mga ano, sapatos, okey? Bawal po ang leather shoes, yung mga pangtrabaho niyo, okey? Yung mga leather shoes niyo na pamasok. Bawal din ang open toes, bawal ang Crocs, bawal ang beach walk, bawal ang Havaianas, okey? Bawal ang eyelander, yung sinasabi mo na ano, na sapatos, "Eh, sir Nike 'to, Air Jordan." 'Di ba? Bawal po ang mga gano'ng sapatos. Kailangan ano po 'yun, your boots should be steel toe and oil resistant. Bakit steel toe, sir? Maaring bagsakan ka diyan sa paa ng mabibigat na bagay, at least steel toe siya, 'Pag nabagsakan yung paa mo, hindi durog yung paa mo. Ngayon, siyempre mayabang ka, eh. Marami akong pera pambili ng Croxer, eh, okey? Oh, anong nangyari nabagsakan ka ng bakal, DUP yung paa mo, oh, putol 'yan, 'di ba? Bawal yung naka-canvas. Eh, ano ba yung naka-canvas, sanok, 'di ba? Hindi tayo sponsor niyan, pero yun yung best example, eh, canvas shoe. Open toes, ano po ba yun, mga Birkenstock, 'di ba? Yung mga mayayaman na sapatos tsaka tsinelas, Avellanas, bawal po 'yan. Dapat steel toe and oil resistant boots or work boots. 'Yan lang ang ating isusuot. 'Yan. For personal grooming, oh, ito yung proper. 'Pag lalaki ano, headgear. Ano po ba yung headgear natin? That is the, hard hat, hard hat. And then wear eye protection, necessary. Wear safety glasses, wear loose clothing, okay? No, never wear loose clothing, yung mga pang hip-hop. No open toe shoes, kailangan work boots. At bawal po ang pets inside a machine shop, okay? Tanggalin po ang mga borloloy na ganito, yung mga necklaces. Ngayon, alam ko sa mga babae, ang gaganda niyo nga naman kapag naman nakalugay ang buhok tapos mahaba ang buhok, magaganda kayo, okey? That is true. Pero pagdating ng machine shop, kailangan po 'yan maitali niyo. Hindi po puwedeng it will, hamper your work and then it will go flying, in front of you lalo na 'pag nagtatrabaho ka, okey? For housekeeping, ano po ba yung housekeeping? Proper housekeeping, yung paglilinis ng makina, yung proper handling, okey? Before you do housekeeping, always ensure you stop the machine before cleaning it. Okay, paano mo i-stop yung machine? Tanggalin mo sa breaker, turn off, okay, turn off mo yung makina. Eh, hindi lang sapat ilagay mo siya sa neutral. Stop the machine before you clean it. Bakit? Kapag hindi mo ini-stop yung makina na yan, maaring tamaan ka nung makina, kainin yung kamay mo. And then, after nun, keep the machine and hand tools clean. Yung machine, every gagamitin and then after mo gamitin, linisin. Okay? And then yung hand tools, kailangan punasan mo from the oil, the grease, the grimes, para sa susunod na gagamit. Okay? Ngayon, tulad ngayon, nasa pandemic tayo. Dapat ang makina mo, i-disinfect mo. Eh, hindi lang naman kasi ikaw ang hahawak niyan. Lalo na yung mga hand tools, like the measuring tools, like your calipers. The most fundamental hand tool na meron ka pagdating ng ng machine shop is your caliper. Kapag hindi mo ini-stop yung machine, okay, at nag-caliper ka, maaring tumama sa iyo yung mga sharp edges ng iyong hand tool, okay, or hand measuring tool. Ngayon, ito mga sharp 'yan, sharp, pointed tip. Pag kinain niya ng makina, tumama sa mukha mo, yung mukha mo is babaon 'yan, okay? Nakakamatay po ito. This is a very hard material, okay? Hard material ang ginamit sa paggawa ng iyong caliper. And then, very pointed ang mga tips niyan, okay? Very hard. Kahit pukpok mo sarili mo yan, okay? Hindi masira yan. Masusugatan ka pa. And then, use brush and not cloth to remove chips. Okay? Wag na wag kang gagamit ng rags, ng basahan, para tanggalin yung mga chips like this one. Okay? Yung mga rebaba in Tagalog, the chips or the rebaba in Tagalog, never use rags. Maari po kasing tumakbo ang makina, kainin yung rag na yon at isama ka. Ang gagamitin mo lang po, brush. Okay? Brush. Next one, use cloth to clean oily surfaces. Only if the machine is turned off. Okay? You make sure that the machine is turned off. Kapag you use ka ng cloth or rags. And then, do not place tools and materials on machine table, lalo na kapag tumatakbo po yung makina. Maari kasing ang makina mo mag-create ng unwanted vibrations, malaglag yung mga tools na yon, at yan kapag tumama dun sa turning machine, maari po yan tumama sa inyo. Or it will come flying anywhere, maaring tumama yan sa ibang tao. Okay? Remember this. Again, keep floor free from oil after and before the work. Punasan po ang mga mag-mop ka dun sa iyong flooring. Kasi maaring makadulas ka. Pag dumulas ang isang tao diyan, maaring tumama ang kanilang mga ulo sa mga makina. At pag tumama yan ng ulo nila sa makina, maari sila magkaroon niya ng head injury. Hindi dapat yon. Okay? And then, sweep up metal chips on floor frequently. Maari po kasi yan bumaon sa inyong mga sapatos, mabutas ang inyong sapatos. At pag nabutas ang inyong sapatos, maari yang matusok ang inyong mga paa. It will cause you tetanus. Never place tools or materials on floor close to machine. Maari kasing mag-cause yan ng tripping. Kapag na-trip ka niyan, maari pa ring tumama ang iyong ulo or tumama ka sa isang makina or in any sharp edges ng iyong makina. Return bar stock to storage rack after cutting. Ibalik lahat ng tools sa proper placements nila para hindi mo na hahanapin after mo on before mo gamitin. And then, for the availability of tool kapag merong gustong gumamit sa kanya. And then, mali po ito, okay? Wag mo pong ilalagay sa likod ng iyong jeans yung iyong mga tools. Maari ka pong matusok niyan at magkamali. Or yung iba, bawal po nilalagay yan sa kuyukot. Ha? Matusok ka niyan. Sabi ko sa'yo, pagsisisihan mo habang buhay. Never use compressed air to remove chips from the machine. Okay? Ano yon? Compressed air. Yung gagamit ka nung mga ganun, nagbo-blow ng hangin. Kasi maaring bumalik sa'yo yung mga ribaba, tumama sa mata mo. Okay? Or tamaan yung mata ng ibang katrabaho mo. Kaya, the best way to clean the machine is to use brushes. Even paint brushes. Wag lang compressed air. Okay? Gagamit ka lang po ng compressed air kapag hindi na kayang maabot ng brushes yung iyong makina. Okay? Next one. Safe work practices again. Do not operate any machine before understanding its operation. Okay. Parang kotse. Parang kotse yan. Hindi mo pwedeng gamitin ng isang kotse unless you know how to drive. Bawal kang gumamit ng makina unless you have proper training. Okay, lathe machine, milling machine, grinding machine, shaper machine, surface grinder, drilling machine, boring machine, slaughter machine, and even welding machine. Without any proper training, okay, hindi mo pwedeng gamitin yung makina na yun. Checklist. Next, before operating the machine, check that the safety devices are in place and working. I-check po yung mga safety devices like the breakers, the levers, the knobs, the shifters, if they are in neutral, if they are turned off properly, and if they are working properly. Maari kasi yung number 1, mag-cause ng fire, mag-cause ng collision injury or head-on injury. Okay? Next one. Disconnect power and lock it off at switch box when making repairs to the machine. To ensure safety when repairing a machine, kailangan i-disconnect mo muna yung yung power. Saan po? Patayin mo yung breaker and lock it off. May proper locks yan. Kaya ang mga tawag dito, control boxes natin, and then yung mga control boxes natin sa likod ng makina, meron yung mga padlock para hindi ma-access unless gagamitin mo na yung makina mo. Pero pag nag-repair ka, make sure that the breakers are turned off and then the main power switch are turned off. Next one. Make certain that cutting tool and workpiece are properly mounted. Properly mounted and properly fastened. Kapag ang cutting tool mo, hindi yan properly fastened to your machine, maari yang kumalas at kapag kumalas yan na umiikot, magdasal ka na hindi ka tamaan. Kasi pag tinamaan ka, they are very sharp tools. Kung saan, yung mga tips nila, 'di ba? Yung mga tips nila nakakapag-cut ng metal eh. Skin pa kaya, yung flesh pa kaya. Okay? This is very dangerous. Okay, make sure they are properly mounted and properly fastened to the machines. Keep hands away from moving parts. Huwag mong biru-biruin ang sarili mo na habang umiikot ang makina, hawak-hawakan mo yung drill bit. Ang mangyayari, pag yan kumapit sa kamay mo, bali yung mga daliri mo or else tanggal ang balat mo. Okay? Wag na wag mong duduru-duruin ang makina. Wag na wag mong hahawakan ng makina kapag umiikot yan. The machine is always more powerful than your bare hands. So don't try to stop it with your bare hands. Okay? Always stop the machine before measuring. Yan yung sinasabi ko. Nag-measure ka gamit yung caliper mo, isasalang mo sa makina mo, okay? Kung magalaw yung makina mo, that is wrong. Stop the machine, step on the foot brake, turn off the machine. Ngayon, pag na-turn off mo na, then that is the time for you to create measurements or to do measurements. Kasi, pag umikot ang makina mo, tumama it sa mata mo, tumama sa ulo mo. Yung ulo mo, babaon yan sa ulo mo. Okay? Mabubulag ka or pag nagkaroon ka niyan, magkakaroon ka ng head injury. Mahirap yan. Okay? That is the proper handling ng machine. Next, never use rag near moving parts. Yan sinasabi ko kanina, bawal ang basahan kapag gumagalaw ang makina. Never have more than one person operate machine at the same time. Sa isang makina, isang tao lang po. Bakit? Bawal po ang meron. Kasi, mangyari, pag ginalaw ng isang tao na yon, yung any lever, magkakaroon ng problema yung makina mo. Okay? And then step within the boundaries of the safety line. Kasi yun yung safety line na yon, that is properly measured kung hanggang saan lang aabot yung mga chips. Okay? Get first aid immediately for any injury. Sino pong unang tatawagan mo dito? Si Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman? Si Deadpool? No. Ang tatawagan mo po, contact your supervisor if any injury has happened. Bawal magmarunong. Yung first aid, you can do it, but always contact the safety personnel to report the incident. And then next, remove all burrs and sharp edges with file before handling any workpiece. Okay? Tanggalin mo muna yung burr, or rebaba, the sharp edges, by filing it up before handling any workpiece. Kasi maaring mahiwa ka niyan or makahiwa yan pag tinamaan. Okay? Maganda sana pakita siya in actual. Next, do not lift heavy or difficult to handle objects by yourself. Bawal mong buhatin kahit sabi mong, sir, macho ako. Lalaki ako, kaya kong buhatin yan kahit gaano kabigat. Always use lifting equipment like safety hoists, lifters, mechanical lifters, gantry, to lift heavy objects when having it be on the spindle, on the machine. Kasi ano mangyayari dyan, magkakaroon ka ng hernia or pwede kang magkaroon ng mabali ang mga buto mo. Sobrang bigat. Okay? Huwag masyadong magmagaling. Don't have it yourself. Always ask for help or always use lifting devices. Yan. Ito yun. Use safe lifting practices. Assume squatting position kung kaya naman buhatin, knees bent and then back straight. Kapag hindi mo sinunod to, magkakaroon ka ng karoon ka ng balik dyan. So ako, nung nagtatrabaho, wala kaming gantry, naghihingi ako ng tulong dun sa mga mas malalakas sa akin. Okay? Hiningi ako ng tulong yung mas matatanda sa akin. Yung mas malalaki yung katawan. So, dalawa kami nagsasalang sa makina. Hindi pwedeng mag-isa ka lang. Okay? There are things that you are supposed to ask help. Hindi yung mag-isa ka lang parate. Walang nabubuhay na mag-isa lamang. Okay? You ask help. Huwag mahiya. Pag hindi mo na kaya, di ba? Sabihin mo, sir, hindi ko kaya eh. Baka pwedeng tulungan niyo ako dito. Huwag mong sarilinin. Grasp workpiece firmly. Huwag yung hahawak ka sa makina, hawak mo ganun para kang, di ba, pag nakahawak ka, diring-diri ka. Wala pong tae yan. Okay? Huwag mo hawakan ganun. Dapat ang hawak mo, grab it with your hands fully. Okay? Lift the object by straightening legs back straight. Yan. The proper lifting. Next. Be sure work is clamped securely to the table. Ay yung workpiece mo kapag naman mga milling machines, dapat place na maayos yan under a clamp or a vise. Never start the machine until you are sure that the cutting tool and machine parts will clear workpiece. Okay? Wag mong i-start na yung makina hangga't hindi mo na i-ensure na yung workpiece mo is malinis na. And then use proper wrench for the job. There are certain wrenches na dapat mong gamitin. Ngayon, kapag mga bilugan ng object, ang gagamitin mo dun is a pipe wrench. Kapag naman hexagonal, a hex wrench or liabi katala, yung mga adjustable wrench. It is safer to pull on wrench than push it. Okay? Kapag pinush mo, mas mahirap yon. Kailangan, lagyan mo ng leverage. Okay? Bago mo hatakin. Next, fire prevention. Okay? Since March na tayo ngayon, we are in fire prevention month. How will you prevent fire inside a machine shop? Always dispose of oily rags in proper metal containers. Lagi meron proper na basurahan that is far away from the electrical conduits of your machine. Okay? And then, have your machine shop place this following. Okay? Following extinguishers. Okay? Know the location of your extinguishers. And then this is for fire type A, class A, class B, class C. Okay? Water type for simple fires. CO2 for fires that include class B type fires or wet type fires. Or yung mga caused by fuel. And then foam. Foam is fire suppressant for chemical fires. Ayan. Know the location of the nearest fire egress or exit from the building. Sir, kapag may sunog, sisigaw po ako, may sunog, hindi ganoon. You should always seek for the nearest fire egress. Huwag ka na sumigaw na may sunog kasi obvious na may sunog. Okay? Sabi nila, sa ibang bansa daw, kapag may sunog, call 911. Kapag Pilipino daw, sisigaw daw, sunog. Okay? Ganun daw, napakagaling ng Pilipino. So, know the location of the nearest fire alarm, kung meron mang fire alarm near you, or fire alarm box and its operating procedure. Okay? Never play with fire alarm boxes. Maaari kang kasuhan dyan. Okay? Maaari kang kasuhan kapag pinaglaruan mo yung fire alarm or setting the fire alarm for false alarms. When using a welding or cutting torch, be sure to direct the sparks away from combustible material. Like what? Like, ano ba yung combustible? Yung mga oil, like paper, boxes. Okay? Hanapin nyo parati yung pinakamalapit na fire exit. And then, fire door, do not obstruct. Or, yung doors na pag pinush mo, di ba, bubukas kagad. Then, summary. Okay? Sa lahat ng gagawin natin inside the machine shop, always think first of your self-safety. Kapag inisip mo yon, maari mo nang magawa sa ibang tao na safe na rin sila. And then, wear proper dress and protective gear. Okay? Huwag nating isuot yung ating mga fancy dresses, jewelries. Okay? And then, do not play with machines. Hindi pinaglalaruan ng mga makina. The sole purpose of the machines are to make your work or your job very easy. Okay? And there's a certain machine, a specific machine for a specific job. Okay? The application niya, hindi ka pwedeng gumamit ng machine na hindi doon sa specific job na yun. And then, keep safety always in your mind. Isipin ng sarili bagong iba. Okay? And then, read safety instructions and notices before work. Hindi lang basta read, okay? You should understand also, comprehend, okay? Yan ang mali sa ating mga Pilipino. We can read, but we cannot understand what we are reading. Okay? So, I think that will be all for the shop safety practices. Okay? So, after this, let us take a 5-minute break. Meron tayong isa pang topic.